Hey guys, it's Sim Queen, and today I am building another home for my save file. We are still in Newcrest. It's taking a really long time. I don't know why. I feel like I went through the other two worlds a lot faster than this one. Maybe because some of the homes are bigger. I'm not really sure. I didn't think I would struggle with suburban homes as much as I am. I think it's not that I'm getting sick of building suburban homes. I do enjoy them. They're one of my favorite to build. It's that I have so many pinned on Pinterest that I can't decide which ones to build, and it's stressing me out, the thought of not being able to do all of them. So picking my favorites has been really difficult. This one, obviously I did find on Pinterest. That's like where I find all my build inspiration. So what I do, I have two different boards for when it comes to building homes in The Sims. One of them is the front of houses, and the other board is all the backs of houses, so like backyards and back decks. And I'll mix and match two different houses, completely different houses, just because I want to use each of those ideas in one build. So I don't really go with floor plans. I used to, but I find that I don't follow them closely enough, and sometimes they're just not interesting enough. So now I have gone on to mix and matching fronts and backs of houses and building them in The Sims. And it's actually been really fun. So that's probably gonna be my new strategy when it comes to building. This is like the first time that I have done this, I think. Well, no, I've done it before, but I think going forward, this is gonna be my new technique when it comes to building. I'm just going to not follow floor plans at all because sometimes they get a little bit boring. I like the idea of being creative in just building whatever I want and mashing up two homes into one build. So that's what I did here. The front of the house is very, I guess the whole house is very suburban. It just screams suburbia, I think. The back of the house, I was having a bit of a hard time. I wanted a balcony, changed my mind, and then eventually I wanted to have a house that had like a big, well, not so much a big backyard, but like a big back deck with like a fireplace or fire pit and some seating and a hot tub and a pool. So this home has a lot of different activities, a lot of space. It's one of the biggest ones I've built so far, aside from the home that I actually already started and I was an idiot and deleted the footage. Someone has actually offered to help me with that. And I just haven't got around to like fixing my email address so this person can reach out to me and help me to restore that footage, because I did download a bunch of different software to try to restore the footage. It didn't work because they want $80 for it, and I've just been having a hard time with that, and I really want to get that build back. So I need to dedicate some time to connecting with that person and figuring out how I can get that footage back, because I want to finish the speed build, but I'm not inspired to do it because I've finished pretty much the entire exterior, and if I don't have the footage, I don't see the point in uploading the speed build just to do the interior of the home. It seems like kind of a cop-out, like I should just restart the whole thing. So to the person who offered to help me with that, I have not forgotten. I still want to restore that footage, and I will reach out to you. I just need to find the time to set up my email because it's been a roller coaster. Messing with emails and your YouTube account is not a good idea. Bad things can happen, so I'm very careful about that. You can like lose all of your progress, you can lose your channel, you can use your follower. It's not good, so I really want to be careful about that. But I am planning on restoring that footage and finishing that build. After this one, I have, how many different builds do I have? 4 plus the one that I've already started. So 5 altogether. There'll be at least 5 more builds for Newcrest. I'm trying to pump them out as fast as I can, but I just kind of build whenever I have the time. Right now I seem to have a lot of time on my hands. This build took maybe 5 hours. So I did have a lot of build time this week, so I got this one done. I've already started the next one, which is pretty much all I can think about right now. So the details for this house I've kind of forgotten. I feel like my brain only has the memory and the storage for one build at a time. So sometimes if I start a new build, I forget about the old one. So this one, I'm seeing some things for the first time. These little half walls are actually planter boxes that I used, obviously used half walls to create, and I'm gonna put some plants in them. That was my idea there. I actually got that idea on Pinterest. I saw that the house had those, and I thought I can build those with half walls, so I gave that a try. Now on to the floor plan, which normally I've been cutting that out because it takes a very, very long time for me to do floor plans. I don't even know if this is the one that actually stuck. It took a long time. I had my brother hovering over me, telling me what to do the whole time, and saying that this house was not realistic and the floor plan didn't work and there was wasted space, and it was very stressful. So I eventually just went with his ideas and did what he told me to do, and I'm actually kind of happy with it. Didn't want to tell him that, but I don't know why my brother is interested in homes, but like for me, building the exterior, he doesn't care at all. But when it comes to the floor plan, he will hover over me and tell me what I'm doing wrong. So helpful, I guess. Here I'm doing an open balcony, which I struggled with so much, as you can see. I ended up pausing the build and finding a YouTube video on how to build these. And I've done this a million times. I don't know why I'm having a hard time with it now, but the roof clipping issue is so frustrating. I finally did figure it out thanks to a YouTube tutorial. I think it's just been a while since I've done that, so I completely forgot how to do it. But yeah, the upstairs has 5 or 6 bedrooms. The story here is that this is a blended family home. That's what I'm calling it. And yeah, the story is 2 people met. They each had 2 kids, got married, and now they've got 4. So, or maybe it was 5. I think it's 4 though. Honestly, I don't remember. You know what? It may have been 3. No, I know. Okay, well, I know for sure that the story is that they got together. Like, I'm not sure how many kids they each had, but they did get together, had their kids of their own, and then just did have a baby together. So there'll be a newborn in this house. I did build a nursery, but I think that there are 3 other children. So maybe like the mom had 1 kid, the dad had 2, and then they had 1 together. So that's kind of the story there for the blended home, or blended family. The front of this house, I just love it so much. It doesn't look like something I would normally build. I've been trying to get out of the same routine and the same things that I always do, which has been tough for me because when you get used to building a certain way, it's hard to break those habits. It's hard to think in different ways. So I get most of my inspiration from either Pinterest or watching other builders. Some of my favorite builders for sure is Simlessly. I've talked about that before. Simlessly, Miss Sim Reno is one that I just recently discovered. And if you like Simlessly, I highly recommend checking out Miss Sim Reno. She is an amazing builder and I love her speed builds. She has a very calming voice, which I'm all about. So often when I'm building, I will listen to other speed builds and kind of like click onto the video now and then just to see the progress. But for the most part, I am just listening and not so much watching, which is what I actually do with pretty much all YouTube videos that I watch. Now that I think about it, that is not uncommon at all. So like I watch all of Little Simsy's videos. She's like the one, actually no, there are 2 YouTubers that I follow. No, there are 3. There's 3 that I follow religiously. I will not miss a video of theirs. And that is Simlessly, Little Simsy, and Urban Sims. Those are like the 3 that I watch every single video that they post. The Sim Supply, I think I do watch all of his videos. Well, no, it's James Turner now. I grew up on Sim Supply, so it's hard to change it. But I do watch his videos all the time, but I don't keep up as much as I do with the others. Like as soon as they post a video, I'm watching it. So those are the ones that I always watch. And what's funny is that I never actually like sit and watch a YouTube video. I don't have the attention span for it. I feel like it's a good idea just to have that as like background noise while I build. So I will play those videos while I build and I'm not even watching them. And it's funny because Little Simsy is doing a legacy challenge right now and I couldn't tell you what the Sims look like. I've been watching those videos since it came out. Like I've been keeping up with the series. I watch it as soon as she uploads every day. Well, she doesn't post the legacy challenge every day, but whatever content she posts every day, I watch it, but I couldn't tell you what I'm looking at. I don't even know who the characters are in her legacy challenge. I just sit there and listen. Maybe it's their voice. I don't know what it is, but I am not paying attention to the YouTube videos that I watch. And I feel like I'm not the only one. The only one that I religiously watch, and I actually will sit there and tune in like it's a TV show. There are actually 2. Every time I think about this, one more pops in my head. There are 2 though. The first one is my all-time favorite YouTuber, Not Sims related at all, but still like my favorite. Just love her to death. And her name is Sierra Schultze. She's all about like body positivity, and she posts a lot of like fashion and I don't know, just stuff that I'm interested in. I don't even know how to really explain it. Just things that I'm interested in. She is like another version of myself, so that's why I find it so easy to watch. But I highly recommend her channel. I absolutely love it. I've been watching for about 3 years, and I don't miss a video ever. And those I will sit down and like watch. I don't take my eyes off the screen and build like I normally do. And then the other one is another one called what is it called? Urbex Canada, I think it's called. And basically it's a YouTube channel where this guy just explores abandoned houses, and that is so up my alley. I'm so interested in that. I don't have the balls to do it myself. I am too scared of everything, so I don't actually I would never actually do that. I have before, but I wouldn't do it again. Where you just like literally trespass into a house and explore it. I used to do that when I was younger, and now I'm too scared of what could be in there. So yeah, I feel like I live vicariously through this guy who lives in Ontario, and he explores abandoned houses and he just walks through them, and it's very, very interesting. And it's one of those things where I have tried to play his videos in the background while I build, but I can't. I end up just pausing my build and watching because I need to, I can't take my eyes off of it. So that's my little random rant about all the YouTube channels that I watch or listen to. And now you can go check those out if you're interested. So we're on into the interior of the build. The floor plan took such a long time. And then the kitchen, this is like a kitchen nightmare. I feel like this is kind of embarrassing. I probably should have cut this footage out. I changed this kitchen around many, many times, and there actually may have been some things I did cut out. I can't even remember. I changed this kitchen like 4 different times because I just wasn't happy with it. I wanted the entire, because I was trying to do something a little bit different where I use dark colors in the home. I usually go for lighter colors like whites or light woods, and I don't normally gravitate for darker wood tones. And so in this house, my idea was that the outside would be a bit lighter, but the inside would be dark. So that's kind of what I was going for here. And I don't know why, I just feel like I didn't get there. I wasn't happy with anything I was doing. This build was a struggle. It took me a long time. There was a lot of pauses and breaks and just me clicking off and walking away from the build for a while because it was too, I don't know. I get too weird about my builds. If I don't feel like they're perfect, then I can't even continue. So this one was one of those. Oh, and you know what? The hardest part was finding not wallpaper, but like tile. I don't know, just yeah, wallpaper, whatever. Something to put on the walls in this kitchen. It was so hard. I couldn't figure out what I wanted. I didn't like anything. I don't remember what I ended up picking, but it was a struggle. I don't even know what to say about this kitchen. It was an embarrassment. I wanted the house to look new. I didn't want it to look older at all, but the problem was a lot of those darker wood tones. When I see those dark wood tones, I see now the kitchen has changed magically to these blacks and browns. That's what I was going for. I felt like the home looked too old with how it was before, and this kind of like made it look a little bit more modern. The black was a bit much. I think I ended up changing the black. I honestly, I don't know what was wrong with me. I always start with the kitchen. I don't know why, but you'll notice that I always start with the kitchen. And I mean, I think it's because I find kitchens the most fun to do, or maybe the easiest. This one was an exception for sure, but you'll see that I move on from the kitchen, and eventually you'll notice that the colors of the countertops change once more. I went with like the brown and the white, or brown and gray. I can't remember. I think the black was just too much. I don't even remember what I did, but I do change it, and I like the way it looks better. I do like this color. The brown and the black looks good, but I think it was too dark for what I was going for. So after I move on to this, you'll notice that it magically changes colors again. I think I did that off camera. So don't get too attached, because I kept changing everything about this build, or this kitchen at least. And so I think in this house I did an office as well. And again, sticking to those dark tones was so hard for me. And now we're on to the living room, which had its own separate issues. I must have used every couch available to me before I decided what I wanted. Oh my god. This is just taking me back to how frustrated I was. I'm changing the kitchen. I tried to move on to the living room and I couldn't do it. I had to fix the kitchen. So there. I think that's it now. The kitchen is complete. I don't think I go back and change it. The living room, I do change a couple of times. I, at this point, don't remember what I ended up choosing. I tried to change the fireplace. I tried to change the color. Oh, this is embarrassing. I should have cut this out. This is like the behind the scenes stuff for most of my builds, but I just left it all in, of how much I struggle with furnishing. And for this build in particular, I really had a hard time. I just changed everything so many times and I don't even know why. Like, the way it looks now, I don't see a problem with that, but maybe I change it again. The fireplace just wasn't doing it for me. I think I ended up choosing the original one, that lighter wood tone. But here I am pulling out every couch in every swatch, trying to make this work, and eventually I move on to the dining room because I could not deal with the living room any longer. The dining room was a lot easier for me, I think. I had a much better time with it. I like everything I chose. It was just so much easier to furnish than any other room. The bedrooms actually were not that bad, but this build, I had a hard time like sticking to it. Like, I would get, not bored, but I would get restless pretty easily. So I would build for maybe like 20 minutes and then like take a long break and come back and do it again. I think it was just so daunting because there were so many bedrooms and like a big backyard and just a lot of rooms in this house. For a smaller house, I can sit down and do the whole build in one sitting. For these bigger builds, sometimes it's like 10 different recordings that I have to put together. So, I mean, that's 10 different times where I come and try to build in this house. And that's what it's going to be like going forward because the rest of the builds are so big. Well, not all of them, but most of them are quite large for Newcrest. And now I'm having this whole internal struggle where I'm deciding what I want to do with Magnolia Promenade. I went in, took a look, rolled my eyes and left. I don't like Magnolia Promenade. I don't want to build there. I don't want to renovate those lots. I'm very nervous about it because I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours on this world that nobody ever goes to, nobody ever uses, nobody ever plays in. And I don't know, maybe you do play in Magnolia Promenade, but my Sims never go there. Even if I were to run a retail store, my Sims would probably just run a really small one because it's all they could afford. And these are huge lots, like malls, and it's a lot. So going to that, I'm just like overwhelmed with whatever I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna turn one of them, like one of them is a toy store, I believe. One of them is a clothing store. So what I'm gonna do is, my God, these couches. I don't even, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea if that's what I ended up choosing, but I don't know if I like it. No, I think I changed it again. Yeah, that sounds like me. Anyway, enjoy me being indecisive and trying to figure out this living room. So yeah, Magnolia Promenade. There is one toy store, which I do think I'm going to renovate and make it like a really fun toy store. I'm kind of excited about that one. I think there's a lot of creative things you can do with that. Oh, look, another couch set. And so then the other one is a clothing store. And I think I'm going to make that, I'm obsessed with weddings and all things bridal. And if I could have another wedding, I would. Which is like not normally a good thing, but I absolutely love weddings more than anything. And I really want to do like a bridal shop or I don't know, just something wedding themed. But the hard thing about that is that we don't have a lot of wedding stuff in the game, which is really unfortunate because weddings are a huge part of life and The Sims is a life simulation game. So yeah, I won't go off too long about how much I want wedding stuff in The Sims, but I was thinking of doing like a bridal shop for the clothing store. The clothing thing just doesn't really interest me. It's not that, I don't know, it's kind of boring. So I think I might change that one. And then the other one is a furniture store. I kind of like that idea, but I'm thinking of changing it into like an IKEA kind of place where it has like different themes, sort of like showrooms or like, yeah, I guess it'd be a showroom. And then things that you can actually buy. So when I'm thinking of Magnolia Promenade, I am overwhelmed by it, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited to try different things and to try to like make that world look better. There are only 4 lots, so it really isn't going to be that bad. It's just a matter of like sitting down and actually doing it. I don't mind renovating community lots. I do not want to build a community lot from the ground up. You're not going to see me do that in the save file. I should just tell you that right now. I was thinking about it because Newcrest obviously doesn't have any builds. It's a completely empty world. It's up to you to build it. So I was toying with the idea of maybe building some community lots from the ground up, but I really don't want to. And I want to enjoy this speed build. I don't want to make this like work. I want to make it fun. And so I decided I'm not going to build those community lots from the ground up. I am going to make Newcrest entirely a suburban neighborhood with no community lots at all. They're all residential. And maybe that is kind of lame. I don't know. Maybe other people have done the same with their save files. I really haven't looked into it. I just know that I don't want to build them. I want to renovate them. That's all I'm comfortable doing. I don't think I'm skilled enough when it comes to community lots to actually build them from the ground up. I would much rather renovate an existing lot. And so that's all you're going to get out of me when it comes to community lots. So we'll make up for it in Magnolia Promenade though, because I mean, Newcrest has no community lots, but Magnolia Promenade has only community lots. So I think I'll do that. And I was trying to think of maybe other things to do with Magnolia Promenade, but the lots are so big that I feel like that's probably the best idea. And then I was thinking, do I want them all to be retail lots? Are we going to use them that much? Because we have all these lots in, like, there's a certain amount of community lots for each world. And I would say we have more community lot options than we do lots, if that makes sense. So, I mean, when I say options, I mean like spas or restaurants or pools or gyms, like a vet clinic. There's the Ubright Commons, there's cafes. There's so many different types of community lots that you can do. And I don't think we have the lot space to do one of each, if that makes any sense. And there are some things where I don't want to have just one. Like a restaurant, I want to have like maybe at least 4 or 5 restaurants. I don't want to just have one. And so I was thinking of maybe changing Magnolia Promenade lots to something different. Like I could do one of them as a pool or something other than retail lots. I don't know. I need to spend some time to think about that because, I mean, if you know where I'm going with that train of thought, where I'm saying we don't have enough lots to do one of each, I mean, you can always change a residential lot to a community lot, but I didn't really want to do that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to sort of plan it out and see if I'm able to do one of each. And if I'm not, then I will change some of those retail lots to something else. Yeah, because I want to be able to have some variety in the worlds. Obviously, when the game was released, we didn't have all these options. Like we didn't have spas. That was part of a stuff pack, but the stuff pack didn't give us a world, so it didn't necessarily give us a specific lot for this spa that you can play with. You have to place it yourself wherever you want. And then there's some like the university pack that came with like the Ubright Commons, which is a new lot type, but it gives you a spot to put the lot type, if that makes any sense at all. I'm just going off on a rant about community lots at this point. I'm mostly just really nervous to build those, and I do need to plan it out. I have some time though. I still have quite a few builds in Newcrest. I would say this one is probably not going to be done till next month. I mean, we're creeping into February. Yeah, we're into February now. So probably, yeah, midway through next month, we'll be done with Newcrest and moving on to Magnolia Promenade. And then I was thinking about when should I do the vacation lots like Granite Falls and Salvadorada, because those I'm really looking forward to. I'm so excited to do those. But I'm not sure when I should do them. I could either do them at the very end when I've done all of the worlds, or I could just sneak them in whenever I want. We'll see how I'm feeling. I think I should just do whatever moves me, because then I know I'm going to be enjoying it. So I won't worry too much about the order of things, and I mean, as long as all the world gets done, that's all that really matters. I do like the idea of going in order because I have a little bit of OCD with that kind of thing. So I will try to stick into some kind of order. Here I'm building the nursery. All the bedrooms are pretty much done. You'll see that there is a teenager's room, 1 child, 1 toddler, and 1 baby. So they all have different life stages, which I think is kind of fun. And I was thinking maybe they would all be girls except for the new baby. Like they had 3 girls and then a boy to mix things up a little bit. Yeah, I kind of think that's what I'm gonna go with. I haven't built the townies. I haven't created these townies yet. I usually do that at the very end. I actually have only built, like, I don't know why I'm saying created a few of the families for all these homes. I have a lot of catching up to do when it comes to that. But yeah, we're just finishing up the interior of the home. And then downstairs, I just added a few more items to the backyard. So I wanted to have that little fireplace area, so I put that. I wanted like a barbecue and a seating area where Sims could sit down and eat. I was looking for an umbrella to put on the table, but I could not find one. I put a hot tub and some chairs, like lounge chairs, next to the pool. And I think that's pretty much it. There's a lot to do in this backyard. It's very different. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I find that a lot of the backyards I do are the same, so it was nice to have some variety. But that is pretty much it for this build. You can find this on the gallery. My origin ID is SimQueen1992. If you guys enjoyed this build, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.